In this video, I'm going to share with you a coloring book that has sold well over 1 million copies. In fact, 1.3 million copies in just a few years. We'll take a look at exactly what they did to achieve this and how you can do it too. Hello. I'm Caroline. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me here. I share videos on this channel every single week all about self-publishing books, and you're watching one of them right now. And I'm so excited to share this video with you because it's all about creating successful coloring books, and coloring books are one of my favorite books to publish, and they are so popular with Amazon customers as well as self-publishers. So many people want to create and publish their own coloring books, and it is one of the biggest niches of books, not just on Amazon, but across all different types of stores, both online stores and physical stores. And being one of the most popular types of books with Amazon's customers, it also means there is a huge amount of competition between publishers of coloring books. If you do a very quick search on Amazon for the keyword phrase coloring book, which is a very broad niche, it has over 70,000 results that show up, and who even knows the actual number of coloring books available on Amazon. But you are going to be competing with a whole lot of other coloring books, so it's a good idea to always be on the lookout for coloring books that are doing well and that are seeing really high levels of success, so that you can try to glean any kind of strategy from them to help make your own coloring books successful as well. What is it about that particular coloring book you're looking at that makes it sell so well? What marketing strategies are they using to promote their books? How have they built their brand to create an actual legitimate self-publishing business? These are all things to look at when you are researching other books currently selling on Amazon. The book brand that I'm about to share with you now is pretty amazing because they have been able to sell well over 1 million copies of just one coloring book. So let's take a look at this book and how they did it. So this is the coloring book here. I Am Confident, Brave and Beautiful, a coloring book for girls. So a coloring book for young girls under the age of 12. And over the past few years, I have seen this book consistently in the bestseller spot, or very high up, very close to that bestseller spot. And this book is interesting because it is actually quite different from most other coloring books out there. If we look at pretty much any other coloring book out there, they will usually have over 100 pages in them, which means that the book has at least 50 actual coloring page images in the book. And I think we all have this mindset of giving as much as we possibly can, creating as much value as we possibly can. So let's cram as many coloring pages into our book as we possibly can, sort of to make the customer feel like they're getting their money's worth, or that if we give them heaps of pages to color, they maybe won't leave any negative feedback, regardless of the quality of those pages, purely just because they're getting so much for what they paid. But this coloring book has just 24 pages in total, with around 20 actual coloring pages. Now, I think most of us would think a customer would never buy such a small coloring book. Coloring books also usually have one coloring image on one side of the page and then a blank or a black page behind it, so that when the person is coloring in, the color from their pens they're using don't show up as much through onto the other side of the page. So if there isn't another coloring image on the back, it's not going to matter. But this one just has coloring pages back to back. Let's have a look inside of the book and see what these pages look like. So they're sort of like little doodles that fill out the page, and in the middle of each page it has a little affirmation. And as we can see, there are no blank or black pages between the coloring images, so the coloring pages are going back to each other. And all the pages are pretty much very, very similar little doodle drawings on each page. And none of these things seem to be affecting sales or feedback of this book. This book has nearly 34,000 reviews and ratings at 4.8 stars. So pretty much every review and rating this book is getting is 5 stars. So the fact that there are no blank pages or black pages at the back of each coloring image, the fact that there is only 20 or so coloring images within this book is not affecting the sales or the satisfaction of the customer of this book. Now, while this book definitely is the best seller from this brand, they do have other books. They have a handful of coloring books, but have also branched out into some other types of books. So this is a sticker book. They've branched out into a fiction book, and they also have some journals. They've also got some handwriting practice workbooks in there as well. So branching out to a few different types of low or medium content books on the back of the success of the initial coloring book that they created. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the BSR for this coloring book. It has a bestseller rank of 872. Now, if anyone's new to Amazon, a BSR is a bestseller rank, and it is basically a number given to a book in the Amazon store to determine its popularity with customers. So the lower the number, the better. The lower that number, the more books that are selling. And considering this book is under 1,000 and it is consistently under 1,000, it is doing incredibly well. It is very difficult to get a book under 1,000 in the Amazon marketplace and to keep it there. So this book will be selling thousands of copies every single month. If we scroll back up to their description up here, we can see that they do talk about this book. It has sold over 1.3 million copies since the book was published in 2017, towards the end of 2017. So it is just 6 years that this book has sold a massive amount of copies. Now, the first thing they have done to achieve this is they have created a coloring book that is quite unique for its target market. Kids' coloring books are usually just a quite simple image on the page, generally to do with maybe animals, cute animals, maybe cars, dinosaurs, maybe some fairies for girls, but basically it's usually just a cute, simple image. This brand has picked up on a very targeted niche of young girls and focused on self-empowerment. So not only targeting something that kids just love to do, which is coloring, but also trying to teach self-love and confidence using affirmations from a very young age. And this seemed to be something that a lot of other mums resonated with. Next, they provided quality over quantity. They didn't feel the need to just fill the book with lots of coloring pages just to make the customer feel like the customer was getting a lot, even if those images weren't the best quality. But in this case, they created the highest quality images that they possibly could, and they were confident in that quality, and they didn't feel the need to fill their book with any unnecessary pages. The next thing that they have done is that they have taken their brand off Amazon. So although their books are seeing huge success on Amazon, they are just building on that and they are adding to that, and they have created an extremely professional looking website where they also sell their books. If we head to the shop part of their website, they have gift sets and then they have their books. And I often see self-publishers create websites and showcase their books, and they usually will link back to Amazon where customers can go to buy their books. But in this case, they are actually getting their books printed and are actually selling them through their own website in addition to selling them on Amazon. Why is this a good idea? Because look at how much they are selling their books for on Amazon. So this one is selling for $6.99. And of course, this is the selling price. This is not the actual royalty that the self-publisher gets. You have to take out printing costs, Amazon's costs, and Amazon's share of the royalty. On their website, they are selling these same books for $14, or they're selling them in bundles where you can get multiple books in one order. But they are making a huge amount more from their websites because that sale price would be almost all profit. So you're comparing where they might make $1.50 per book sold on Amazon to almost $14 profit per book sold on their website. Now, they are also really branching out into other types of books, into journals, handwriting practice books, fiction books, but they are all focused on self-love and confidence building in young girls. Let's take a look at the marketing strategies that they have been using. They are using all of the amazing features provided by Amazon KDP. First of all, let's take a look at series. The self-publisher has created a series and has linked all of the books to their series. A really great reason to do this is because you get this handy link at the top of your sales page, and if a customer clicks on that link, they get taken to a page which is exclusively for your books. There are no other publishers on this page, no other books on this page to distract the customer away from your books. And this is such a powerful feature to take advantage of. Next up, they have also taken advantage of the A+ content section, which is just down here from the publisher. This just gives you a chance to really showcase your books and your brand to customers, because aside from the cover image and the description, we don't really get much of a chance to show customers what our book is all about. And they have just set this up so beautifully, explaining what their coloring books are about, how it's going to help the child of whoever's buying this book. And then down here, we have the link to other books that are available. So if the customer does like this one, hopefully they're going to like the others and at least go take a look at the other coloring books or the other books that are available in the series. Now, the self-publisher has also used the Author Central feature and set up their author profile. So when a customer goes to this link down here, which is also at the top of the sales page for the book. So if a customer wants to see what else this publisher has to offer, they are taken to, again, an exclusive page. And look how beautifully set up this is, where your books and only your books are being shown to the customer. And they're shown in this much more in-depth way than what you will see in the search results and within the sales page. The customer has the option to follow this brand so that they do get notified when new books are released. And it's sort of like getting your very own exclusive storefront on Amazon. It's like your own little online store within Amazon. And so definitely a very strong feature that you should take advantage of if you can. Now, next up, we want to take a look at some advertising. Is this brand advertising? And yes, this brand is taking advantage of Amazon ads. They are using this sponsored brand ads section, which you can only use if you do have a series set up, and it places your books right at the top of the search results. The first thing customers are going to see when they get to a search results page, and you can show a few of your books at once in this ad spot. Now, they are also running sponsored product ads just down here, and also on this page we can see the first two books that show up are sponsored ads for this brand, and sponsored product ads are just for the individual books, and it places them right at the top of the search results pages before the organic results. Now, lastly, we are going to take a look at some social media. Are they active on some social media? Yes, there is also some off Amazon promotion happening. And I think this brand is really trying to build up a presence, a strong presence away from Amazon. While they are making a huge amount of sales on Amazon, as we all know, we have no control over Amazon. Anything could happen, and you do hear so many stories of people's accounts being terminated. Amazon might decide to stop you selling your book for any reason, stop paying you royalties, and you can lose your income overnight. So that lack of control we have over our business on Amazon makes it a really great idea to try to build multiple streams of income from your products, which is what this brand is doing by offering their coloring books through their own website. This gives them more control over the quality of the printing of those books, as well as things like what their packaging looks like, or whether they might want to include any extra bits and pieces in the package with the books that are being sold. They might want to add in some marketing or promotional materials along with the books that they're sending out. And this is all things that are not possible to do when you sell through Amazon. And it also gives them access to the customer directly, so they can contact that customer again in the future if they want to. Whereas on Amazon, the customers will always belong to Amazon, and Amazon will never give you access to customers' details, contact details who have purchased books from you. So this self-publisher is active on a handful of social media platforms. Down here on the bottom of their website, we have links to Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and TikTok. And they're building up a following on these few social media platforms, which just gives them a base to be able to promote future books to when they release them, or any other products that they decide to create and sell down the track. This is a really great example of the right way to build a coloring book brand on Amazon, and it just goes to show that in the space of a few years, you can create a legitimate, successful self-publishing business that sells sells millions of books. And although we have looked specifically at coloring books in this video, the tactics and the strategies used by this self-publisher can apply to any type of book that you do want to publish. This is not exclusively just for coloring books. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this coloring book and this brand. Hopefully it has inspired or motivated you in some way to get started on your own self-publishing business. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.